Okay, I'm starting to record now. So some of you who are waiting in the waiting room may have noticed you had to wait a little bit longer because some of the things I was going to show you today aren't quite working the way I expect them to, and I'm not exactly sure why. But we'll be able to work through a lot of this and at least get the idea of how the alphabet creator works. So did any of you go ahead and download this sheet right here, or print it out, I should ask? This is what you need to print out in order to make your own font. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put the letters in the exact same spot, assuming that's the way you want them to be. So for example, if I want to make a fancy looking A, I'll put the A right here so that when I type the letter A on my keyboard, I'm going to get my fancy A that I made. I can put the X right here in this little spot because when I type the X on my keyboard, it's going to instead put this fancy little thing in there. But let's go back to the beginning just a little bit. The first thing that you need to do to start this process is to come way over here to the right. And this little tool looks different than it used to, but you can tell it's kind of like a fancy font with a pencil here. So you click on that to open it, and that's the font creation panel. And so the first thing it tells you to do, well, you can print the font creation template, or you can show the font creation sheet, which is this one that's going to show up right now. Okay, and then you can print it. And I'm going to show you something else you can do with this in a little bit. So after you've printed this, what you're going to do is look down here now at my screen. Let's see. Okay, so here we are at my screen. And so what I would do is I take a big fat Sharpie like this, unless I want to have a more delicate line. And then you actually can use the little fine point ones. I guess the ultra fine point work too, I'm pretty sure. But all you do then is just go up here to the letter A and say you want it to look like that, like a, you know. And the letter B, you just write in all of these things. I don't really like writing with these big fat ones. I forget how to make a capital F. I don't think, maybe that's fine. Anyway, you just go through here and put all the capital letters in here first. So you know when you're doing the uppercase letters and you type those on your keyboard, that's what you're going to get. Then you can go down here and do the lowercase ones as well. So L, M, N, O. So you could just do those as well. And then when you get down here where the numbers are, you can either do numbers or you can put in any kind of symbols that you would like. And then when you hit these numbers, that's what you're going to get. One of the things that I discovered that I like to do, and you need to do it really, really lightly, is because I couldn't remember what these numbers are, and sometimes it's hard to see what they are. So you can very lightly put like a little 6 here in a little light red color, and a 7 and an 8, 9. So you're really lightly writing in what those letters are in case you can't see through what you've drawn here. Maybe you've drawn something that's a little bit more elaborate. So after you've done this and you've finished it all, okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to put it somewhere flat, nice and flat. Take your camera, that's what I use this time, and just going to take it and you're going to put it above your thing. Now notice, see all that shadow? Look at my camera lens or my phone. See all that shadowing that's showing up there every once in a while due to me? That's going to mess up how well your thing looks. So take it somewhere where you're not going to make a shadow over top of your image, and it'll work a lot better. So we'll go back up to my screen and I'll show you one that I did. Okay, so here we are up here again. And oh, thanks, Barb. Stephanie, love my nails. Thanks. Okay, here we are up here again. So I'll show you one of the ones that I did. I think I have them on this page. Yeah. So here you can see, well, actually, this was the dots that I'll tell you about in a little bit, but you can see the difference in these two images too. This one was not very well lit. These were both done with my camera, my phone, And this one was a lot better lit, and you can see, you know, the difference. I even think I had the flash on this one because I thought it would work better, but it didn't work very well. Same thing would happen when you go ahead and import this. See, I think I might be able to file, merge. I think I have. Okay, these are how many times I was practicing and trying this stuff out yesterday and actually having a little bit of trouble with all of it. Here's one of those ones that didn't turn out very well. There's that one I was trying, my stamps. But anyway, you can see the different coloring on some of these, and some work a lot better than others. Looks like this one right here, my very last one, was the best. But I like this. Let's see, open this one. Uh-oh. So look at that one, how that came in. So first thing I'd need to do, obviously, is lock the lock here and make this thing a lot smaller because it's way too big. I'll make it 8 inches. All right, and now I could just go ahead and rotate this. But let's see, there we go. Like that. Anyway, this is not the way you'd bring it in to use it here, though. What you would do is this. If you were going to, if you like that one, let's get rid of that. And let's go back over this one where it's not as cluttered. All right, so let's pretend that I've already done this and filled this out. And then it says, for number 1, print out the font creation template. That's what we did. The second thing, it says, fill in the template with a thick black pen and then take a photo or a scan. Last time I did this, I was scanning. This time I was just using my camera. So I said photo, and I'm going to import the photo that I did. So let's go back down here and find that last one that I think was the, or one of the ones I like. Let's see. That one looks pretty good. So I'll import that photo. Oops, I just say open now. After I click on it to highlight it, say open. And all this junk's going to come over here. It's going to say there's no, the calibration profile couldn't be found. Although I do have one down here for my Apple phone, but it didn't seem like it's working very well. You can also change this drop-down menu to auto. But see, what I'd still say is just continue. And it's probably going to say something else that it doesn't like. And I'll just say continue again. Okay, that time it did kind of work. Now, what's weird to me is if you look at this letter B right here, look how it looks all closed in and weird. It's really not like that. And here's the other little things I made. Okay, so let's look at this letter B for a second. You can come here, click on it, and you can say edit glyph. So this is one of the problems I was having yesterday. Every time I went to edit this glyph, this thing would just go crazy and die, but it looks like it's going to work this time. So I could double click on it and notice I get the nodes. So let's say I want to make this just look a little bit better. I could change the nodes like that and just kind of, you know, really make it look a lot better than what it does. Or maybe I just want to make something weird right here so that every time the letter B comes up, it's going to look like something odd. So I could just do something like this if I wanted to, whatever, you know. And just change these nodes however you want to. And then when you're done with that, I can get rid of the point editing box. And then I would just say save this glyph. So now, even though this looks weird, see how that looks all black there? I'm not sure why it looks like that. Because if I come down here now and say, okay, I can just do a test run, the first one right here. It installs the font for use in Silhouette Studio until this application is closed, and then you lose it. Okay. The second version is you can save the final version and install it. And that allows you to use it in all of your applications. And then the third one is save the final version without installing. Suppose you want to save what you have here, but you don't want to install it yet because you want to come back and mess with it and, you know, make it a little bit nicer. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, let's see. For right now, I'm just going to say test run. And I'll explain to you why I think this would be fun, the second one, in a little bit. And so now I should be able to open up a new window, file and new. And I should be able to go to the text tool, come over here and type in maybe a, oops, capital. I think they're all caps. I have cap lock. Okay, so I just have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm going to highlight those. And I'm going to come over here. I don't need the page set up anymore. And I'm going to come over here to this one, the text style panel. And I'm going to change it to, what did I name that thing? Oh no.
Is it test?
I don't think so. Let's go, let's see. Huh. Yeah, text test, okay. So go here. Now I can change these all. Let's get rid of some of this junk so it's not too. And I'm going to make it text test. So I come way down here. Okay, so there it is. So now if you'll notice, there's my crazy bee that I made. So every time I type in the letter B, it's going to look like that. These letters here, they look weird like that because that's the way I accidentally drew them in when I first did them. So let's try a different one instead. Let's try, I think I have this one that I just named Disney that I was playing with. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, some things in here weren't working properly, but some were working really well. Let's try this. All right, so there's the Disney one. So that's D-I-S-N-E-Y. And I don't know why there's that. Oh, wait a minute. That's not Disney. That's A-B-C-D-E-F-G, right? You know what I mean? Burn. All right, let's see. So if I do, let's see. I'll spell B-A-D. I'll spell bad. I need all caps though, because that's all I've done, I think, so far. So B-A-D. So if I change that now to Disney and hit like this. All right, so that is the word bad. Okay, so let's see. So how do we do this? Okay, go to a new screen. Get rid of these things for temporarily. Suppose you just want to make yourself some, instead of doing letters, fancy letters, because you don't like your handwriting, and you just want to put little glyphs in there. To put glyphs in instead, all you have to do is to come over here to the font creator panel. Then you can open this. And now if I want to do the font creation, I could just come to this right here. Wait a minute. I want to show the creator sheet. Make a brand new one maybe. There we go. That's what I wanted. So we'll name this one class. So what I did was I clicked on the plus sign and that opened up a new one, and I can highlight this one and just name it class. Okay, so that's what our font's going to be called, or our dingbats. I can write letters in here as you saw, or I can put dingbats in here. So I'm going to come over here to the class and okay, I'm going to edit this glyph. So in order to edit the glyph, rather than doing this one, we're going to use this one because this is digital font creation. So watch. So I click on this one and I'm going to edit the A. So I highlight that and then I say edit the glyph. And then it gives me all these lines right here. Notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. You don't want your glyph to go above the top line, the dash line, or below the bottom line. So you could draw, if you wanted to draw something in here any way you wanted. But what I thought we could do is just come over here to our flexi shapes and get a shape and stick it in here. So anytime we write down the letter A, maybe we'll get this shape. Or every time we type A on our keyboard, we'll get this shape. Okay. And of course, you know, with these flexi shapes, you can change them however you want. And so we'll just leave it like that. After I have a flexi shape like I like it, I'll just say save the glyph. And there it is. So every time I type in the letter A, I'm going to get that. So now I want to do the letter B. I'm going to edit this glyph. every time I type in the letter B, let's say for Sue Sargent, who's not here, I'm sure, we'll do the airplane. Just like that. Now remember, I don't want to go outside of these outer lines. So I can just say save the glyph. So let's say I want to do something. We'll do one more from here. Oh, I got to save that glyph, and I want to click on the next one because I want to edit this letter C. And I'm going to go ahead and go over here again, and I'll get the ugly Christmas tree. I hate that. Look at that. That thing is ugly. I just don't like it. All right, so there's the ugly Christmas tree, and that could be my letter C. And no matter what I do to it, I swear I can't make it look any better. Maybe you guys like it. Somebody must have liked it because they put it here. All right, so we'll leave him here, and we'll say save him. All right, but that's not all you can do. You can also go online and get some of your little Disney characters or something like that. So I'm going to go over here. Let's see if you guys follow me. Nope. So I need to hold on just a second. I'm going to get to here. All right, I'm not sure how this is going to work. So this is something we're going to test together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new share. Oops, I paused it accidentally. Screen. So we're going to go to, these are some of the places I've been finding some free things. We'll just go to this Minnie Mouse one. And let's just choose one of these minis here. I kind of think she's awful cute. I'm not sure. We're going to test this and see how well this is going to work. I don't know if you can notice or not, but that looks awfully blurry to me, and I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see if I click on it and go here, if it's still. Okay, she looks much better there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click. If it will allow me, you know, sometimes when you go to places you cannot right click. So what I could do if I wanted to is go to my snippet tool down here and do a new snip and grab it like this. I'm going to go to edit, copy, and then I'm going to open up Silhouette again. And I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do is open up a new window and paste it in here. So before I bring it into, make it into a glyph, I've got to change it a little bit. There's a few things I need to do, and I'm sure you can tell probably what they are. One of which is this line over here I want to get rid of. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of that with my knife tool by any chance. Let's see if I'm able to draw. I'll get my knife tool. I want it to be straight. Don't want it to auto apply. Just going to start up here right by this line, hold down my shift key. I'm probably getting rid of some of the circle I did, but that's why I don't want it to auto apply, because now I can just move that over a little bit with the arrow keys on my keyboard until I get just what I want, and then hit apply. Then I can get rid of that. Perfect, that's good enough. So I can delete that. Okay, but that's not all we have to do. We also have to trace this thing. So in order to trace it like we've done before, just come up here to the trace tool, select the trace area, do this. Ooh, what a nice trace. Yeah. Trace. Wasn't that good? That was a nice one, right? They don't usually turn out that nice, I don't think. So I'm going to turn all of this part black. And y'all pay attention to what I'm doing right here, because if it doesn't work, we're gonna check this out together and see why it may not be working. Uh-oh, I got some more black line down here I forgot to get rid of. So I can just, if I want to, get the eraser tool, I think, and just erase it. And as I've said when I use the eraser tool before, I usually erase for a bit, then I let go of my mouse key to let it do its thing. In case I make a mistake and actually it accidentally whoop up into here, like sometimes my fingers twitch or do something, so I don't have to start again at the very beginning. So I do a little bit and I stop, I do a little bit and I stop. Okay. So now let's see, this might be all we have to do, but I'm going to double check. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Object. What should I do? Make compound path?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try that. Make the compound path, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Copy. Then I'm going to come back over here to this glyph thing that I was working on. Remember the last one I did was the ugly tree? I'm going to do the letter D now. And I'm going to edit this glyph. And yeah, I want to save the ugly tree, so I'll say yes. All right, so now I'm on the letter D. I'm going to right click and say paste. And in comes my little mini. So every time I type the letter D now, if she works as I'm hoping she will, this is what's going to show up. So I'm making sure again that it's not going outside of those upper or lower lines, the first and the fifth. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm going to say save glyph. Okay, notice it looks like a big black circle over here, but I don't think that that's what's really happening. So we're going to, as I said, we named this class. So I'm going to do a test run because I want to double check and see, well, is that really what it looks like? So I'm going to do a test run. And this takes a few seconds. Oh, that didn't take many at all that time. I'm just going to open up a new window. Let's get rid of some of these. Okay, this one looks fresh. So I'm just going to come over here to the font tool over here on the left and type in capital A, B, C, and D. Then I'll highlight those and let's keep our fingers crossed that this one's going to work because this should be A, B, C, and D. So we're going to come over here to the font, the textile panel, and I named this one class. There it is. Oh, CLASS. Oh, that'll probably, oh, yay, it worked. Ooh. All right, look at you guys. Sometimes it works with these little ones that we make into images from the internet. Occasionally I've had an issue with them not working, but this worked perfectly. So I think that's really cute. So we can make our own little font things like this. Now, what I thought, I was mentioning to you guys about what I thought would be fun if you have an older kid that you wouldn't mind using your computer for a little bit. If they just came over here and used the digi shapes and made an alphabet, or you just gave them the printout of the paper and they drew little squiggles, because you know, younger kids, they're not like embarrassed by what they draw. They could draw anything into each one of these little squares and make their own code, because then the thing is they won't even need to come into, you'll have to go ahead and import it for them and make it into a font. But once you've made their drawings into a font, they can come to something as simple as, I gotta find it for you guys. Let's see, search. I have Open Office on my machine because it's free. It's a, oopsie, I'm probably, oh, I should have done over here. Okay, anyway, open like this. I'm gonna open up a text document. Okay, this is not gonna work yet because, let's go back over here. I'm sorry, I stepped ahead. If you'll recall, the way we saved this was as a test run. And remember, that only keeps it in Silhouette Studio until the application is closed. If you want kids or yourself to be able to use these in other applications that you have on your computer, you need to save the final version and install it. So I'm going to save class. Clicked on that. And I've just been saving these things on my desktop so I can find them easily and get rid of them when I'm done. So do I want it to allow to make changes? Yes. It's installing the font, but we can uninstall it very easily when we're done. Say okay. So now when I go over here and I open up either Microsoft Word, or I think it would work in Shop Pro, work in Photoshop, I can again type in A, B, oops, caps, A, B, C, D. I can make them really big. Okay, like that. And then I can change the font to class. Class. Uh-oh, H-I-J-K-L. Let me close this out just in case it had to have been closed first, but I didn't think it did. Discard. Let me open that again. You know, just like in Silhouette or Cricut Design Space, sometimes we have to open them first. I mean, install it first and then open it. Okay, I can't talk and look for stuff at the same time. Here we go, open Office, a text document, open this, A, B, C, D. Now B here, please. Okay, there it is, yay. All right, so now here's what it is, and I could even, okay, make it big. Okay, so what I thought would be fun for kids to do is, okay, so for example, if I was to make my alphabet, like you can see, let's see, down here. Okay, so I have different ones that I've been making up. So like if I made something like this, what I could do is I could type out a message to a kid and actually, you know, or if it's an older kid and you're giving them something for Christmas, you could put it into a little code thing like this and then give them this sheet and they have to try to figure out what it is or where it is or what it says. I think another thing that'd be fun, like, is if you're having a Christmas party, do give everybody the sheet like this that you've finished, right? And then give them words of Christmas carols or something, and maybe they can work in teams who can figure out what the Christmas carol is first, and which team. Maybe you have 10 carols on there or something. I just think that'd be kind of fun. And especially if you're using some of those Disney characters instead of just drawing out your own. But for kids, you could just have them draw anything on here. Like, look at that little monkey face, you know, they could put anything on here. And then you could scan this in or use your phone, take the picture, put this into your phone, and then let them type something out in Word or any other program you would like to let them use. And then you can print that out and they can share it with each other. And I don't know, I just think it'd be kind of fun to have each other try to figure out their secret words. And I can imagine some of the stuff they might say, but you know, I just think it'd be fun. What's this? So this was another one that I had done a while back. So, but you have to be careful. You see how dark I wrote those letters there? They're a little bit too dark and they showed up a little bit on my final version. When I scanned it in, so I had to get rid of them. But and again, the reason why I put that is because suppose I give this to little Johnny and he's supposed to figure out what it is I've written to him. I wrote him a letter or a sentiment or something. And it had this letter or this and this and this. And if he can't see what it's saying underneath of there at all, it's hard to tell what it would be. So that'd be kind of difficult. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so let's go back over here. So here we are again up here. And I just think this would be really fun to make all of our own glyphs, because you know how we are going all over the place looking for glyphs, right? We could just make our own glyphs if we want to. And so let's try one more. There's a Disney type guy. Let's see, what are we gonna do? Go over here. And that was a nice picture. I wonder if there's more here. Look at that.
Carmen says, is the snipping tool Microsoft?
Yeah. Do you have a Mac? Because there's another one, but the snipping tool is definitely a Microsoft thing. And you should be able to search for it if you have a Windows machine and find.
Yeah, she has a Mac.
Oh, she has a Mac. Well, there's something for the Mac too.
Guys, just interrupting. For the Mac, it's Command, Shift, and 4.
Command, Shift, and the number 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I have a Mac too.
Okay, well, there you go. Good. But look at all these cute ones we could make into a glyph. I don't know about colored ones. I don't think so. But anyway, does anybody have any questions so far? This is one that I was trying that I've already downloaded. See this guy? Because, and the reason why I already downloaded him is because I was having fun doing these, coloring them. So I was trying to do those, and that one wasn't working out right. And I'll show you. Maybe we can get it to work out right this time. Let's go back to silhouette. There we are. And say if I was going to do E. So again, to do this digitally, which is what I'm doing on the font creation, excuse me, I don't choose the first one, I choose the second one over, and that allows me to edit these areas. But what I don't understand, and maybe you guys can help me, when I scroll way down here, can you see that? Yeah, you can. So what are some of these things down here? Like, where in the world do I get that on my keyboard? Or that? Do we just ignore all this stuff at the bottom?
I can get it on my iPad, but I've never been able to get it on my keyboard on here.
Yeah, because some of these are just really odd. I don't even know.
One with the little mark under the C. I know my friend is French, Francoise, and that's the bottom there, but I haven't got it on my keyboard.
Right. See, so that's why I'm surprised they have it on here, that they wouldn't have like a different language one. And we have that. But there was another thing that came. What is this? Let's see if I can find it. This. What is this?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
That is a pound sign.
Oh, for your money?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's not on our keyboards. Is it on yours?
Yes, it is, but I haven't got a dollar one on my keyboard.
Oh, you don't have a dollar.
Oh, it depends on where you buy your computer then, I guess. Or no, when you set your computer up, you tell it what language.
Yeah. Well, that's funny that we didn't know.
I would imagine that's where that other thing comes in too. If you change it to a language that uses that, then your keyboard would.
Right.
Actually, I do apologise. I'm just looking. I have got a dollar and I've got a euro sign on the numbers as well, and I've not noticed that before.
Maybe I do and don't know. Nope, I don't see it. I'm looking. Oh well.
I've got a pound sign above the 3 and a dollar sign and a euro sign on the number 4.
Well, I have a pound sign above my number 3, but it's like the hashtag sign, which also means pound.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
All right. So anyway, let's pretend like we're going to do the E, and we're going to edit this glyph, and I'm going to try to open up file. Oh, I'm going to merge it. File, merge. I'm going to merge. Okay, this isn't going to work right because I haven't. I'll show you why. Open. All right. So here it is. And this one is not going to work right because it is still, there's still a square behind here, I'm pretty sure. So watch. When I go to save it, this one is a square. It looks like a square just like this one, but I think if I save it as a test run, the letter E is just going to come up as a square. Let's see, it's save, class 1. So it's named it a different one. Okay, so let's try this one just for the heck of it and see. So I'll get rid of this, delete. And now, what letter was that? A, B, C, D, E. So I'm going to come over here and type in a capital E. Then I'm going to come way over here and change it to class. Although, okay, that's not working, but it was class number 1, wasn't it, that said? There it is, class 1. Okay, see, that one just comes in as a square. And that's certainly not what we want. So the reason why that did that is because we need to trace this thing first. So if I copy this again, copy, and I bring it into a new screen and paste it, whoa, and I lock the lock so I can make it smaller. Okay, so now we can see there is definitely a white box behind it, and that needs to be traced out. So I would come over here to the trace panel, select the trace area, and just trace it like that. And this one, I just think this one's so cute for celebrating. The threshold I'd move up. Okay, it looks pretty good. And trace. I wonder if it says black. Oh no, something happens, something. Oh, this is not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, now I've got to change all, I want to change all that to black. And that'll change the black.
Wonder if you up
The
line.
line. Yeah, I'm wondering, yeah. Right. It's not wanting to do. It's misbehaving. See my little blue thing spinning? There we go. That finally is done. Looks junky. I'll get out, but let's try it anyway. So now I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to come back over to this, get rid of this one. All right, so back again, here we are. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of this thing. And so I'm going to paste this in here. Going to make it bigger. See how slow? Okay. Yeah, I remember you said yours updated and it was slow, but mine didn't update. Okay, this is really a bad trace because look at all those little dots and everything. It's junky, but we don't care about that right now. We're just trying to see if this works. So we're going to save this glyph. Okay, look, it's crazy again. It looks nutty. Did y'all notice that over here? Let me show you. Come here. See, everything's going in slow-mo. Here it is over here. See how odd that looks? So it's A, B, C, D, E. Let's try that and see what's going to happen if it was going to work. So I'm going to just come over here to a kind of a blank one. Doesn't have much. I better delete some of the stuff. Maybe I have too much running. Whoops, not the knife tool. This. And it's in letter E, capital. I'll highlight it. And I don't think this is going to work. But if it does, I'll be happy. So it must be class 1 now still. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, I didn't save it though. Hang on just a second, you guys. I think what I needed to do, maybe? Anybody has any ideas, let me know. I think what I forgot to do was come down here and save it as a test run again.
There it is.
That's something else. Test run. So this is just where we're going over and beyond what this probably what this tool is really meant for. It's meant for making up your own fancy looking script fonts or print fonts. You know, add icicles to them, add snowflakes, add hearts, whatever you like on the different letters. Or, you know, grab the glyphs from over here in our flexi shapes. But now I'm going over and above. Okay, that's select 6. Okay, so this one's now class 2. Okay, so maybe it's going to work this time. So we're going to come back over to a new one. And I'm going to type in the letter E. And I'm going to change it. Come over here to the font area. And I'm going to change it to class 2. There it is. And it didn't work. See that, you guys? There's class 1, doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Class 2. And I'm not sure why that doesn't work. So you notice it worked fine for the Minnie Mouse, but it didn't work for that. So that's our mystery. I have no idea why. Delete. So we'll go get one more that does work just so you have that fresh in your mind if you want to go out and make some of these. And I think it would be fun, like I said, if you had a little bit older kids, you know, hide some of their Christmas presents and, you know, give them a one line, you know, it's behind the couch, it's under the sink, something like that. So under the bed, yeah. It was under your bed all the time. You didn't know it. Okay, so again, the way we can do it easily is just go over here and get these kind. We'll click over here again, get one of these little girls. That one's awful cute. All right, let's see. Oh, she's cute. I wonder if she'll work. Shall we try it? small. So I'm going to copy this one, come back over to this. And you know, another reason why mine might be running slow is I do have all these programs open down here to record, to have my cameras. I don't need this open anymore. Close open office. Discard that. I don't need that. All these extras that I have, close this, because these might be making it slower too. Okay, so, and this, get rid of this, not that. Okay. So what I was going to do is I'm going to paste this here now. And is this the exact same one I had?
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to.
What the heck? I must not have actually clicked on it to copy it. Copy image. Let's see. Paste. Okay, there she is. So I'll get rid of this one. All right, so this is what we want to do, this one right here, and we need to trace her. So I'm going to come up here to the trace, the toast, select the trace area, trace around her. Another beautiful trace. So what we did for her then was we just changed this to black, and I actually changed the line color to black. And then I just grabbed all of that stuff and said object. Okay, I had to make it a compound path before, didn't I? And now.
Anytime you erase something, it releases the compound path.
But look, it didn't this time. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to make it a compound path because it still is. I'll just convert it to a path just in case. Now we'll copy this. So that was odd. And I'm going to come back over here somewhere to this one. Okay, I'm probably driving y'all nuts. And I'm going to come back up here to the font creation panel. Come to the second thing over. I'm going to wait for this to populate or to come in. Okay, and come back over here again. Don't know why that blanked out like that. All right, so we'll just go to letter F. We're going to edit the F glyph. I'm going to put this here. I'll paste it. Should be my cute little mini. There she is. Okay, and she's down below that top and up above the bottom line. I'll say save it. It'll probably come in looking like it's all black. Okay, then I'm going to do a test run. So this is probably going to be class number 3, right? Okay, some people are chatting. Let's see. Okay. All right, did it finish? I wasn't keeping my, nope, it's still doing. So this should be class number 3. It should pop up and say that. And it's just named class number 3 because the first one I did was named class. I named that font class. And every time I resave it, it saves it as a number, different one. So see, this is class number 3. Okay. Then I'll just come into here and get rid of this one, delete. And that's AF. Okay, so I'm going to come over here again, type in the capital letter F, do this, and come over here to the font. Okay, there it is. And it's class 3. Here it is. Yay, now she worked. You see, why did that other one not work? She worked very nicely. Of course, I can turn her to black. So I'm not sure. It's a mystery to me why some of them work and why some of them don't. But
Tracy said the cupcake needed to be made into a compound path.
But it wouldn't let me. It didn't need to be. It was already a compound path. Watch, I'll show you. So I went File, Merge. We'll try it again. Maybe I messed up. Cupcake treat. There it is. Then I went to traced it. And I upped its threshold. And I just said trace. Got rid of this thing. Changed this to black. Change it to black. And I changed this part to black. Now that was different because that one looked different because the first time, remember the little parts right here and their noses were black? I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe this one will work like now. Okay, now what? You said up the line to
Yeah.
1. Okay. And then what?
She said make it a compound.
See, I can't. It's already.
The only time that it would release the compound path is if you take something away from it. If you go in there and erase something, it automatically it releases the compound path. And then you have to remake it a compound path.
I wonder, what if I just go ahead and release it and then put it back on? Maybe that'll work. Make compound. Now maybe I'll try it again, right? Okay. So I'll copy this and come over here and we'll edit glyph G. So I'll paste this in here. Here it is. And I'll save this. And there it is, looking weird, but we don't know why they look weird sometimes. So this is GH. Okay, so the letter G. So I got to come over here somewhere. Delete this, come over here, put in the capital G, highlight it, come over here. Oh dear, it won't work yet. You guys know why?
You didn't do a test run.
I did not save it as a new one. So yep, you're right. Very good. So I'm saving it now. So this is going to be what, number 4?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it takes this long if you're just doing letters, or the things that are over here are little flexi shapes. Okay, it is number 4, as you can see here. So I'll say okay. Then I'll come back over here, and there's the letter G. I'll just highlight. I'll highlight it. Come over here to the text style panel and get class number 4. Here it is. Oh, it worked.
Yeah.
So maybe even though it already is a compound path, maybe you have to release it and then make it again.
Yeah.
Yay! Hey, Tracy. You're right. So we undo it as a compound path and make it as a compound path.
Yeah, release the compound path.
All right, so let me look at this. Right, so let's release the compound path, even though it doesn't make any sense to me, but let's see. I don't know how many letters I've done, but let's see what we got here. And if I do number 4, let's see, class number 4. Okay, so I didn't, why is that? What is that E, I wonder? Maybe, that was the one that was messed up. I remember now. All right, but aren't these cute?
Yes.
So we can make secret code messages. You just have to send the decoder with it, which is the sheet. Because otherwise, were you guys able to figure out what my one in the beginning said? Where is it? There it is. Did you guys know what this one said? Let me know if anybody knew. I know you know, Tammy. Oh, I think I told you.
That's why I'm not answering. It was obvious after you told me what it was.
Yeah.
But now the second one I got easy.
This one here? Oh, I told you it was A Christmas Carol, right?
Got it.
Mary Kay got it. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But Barbara almost got the first one. CU is right, but the last, the
Right.
is not right.
See, you guys all needed the decoder. See you in? Yep, you're getting there.
Yeah, Barbara almost got it. She's going to think about that last one, and then she'll
Class. Yay,
Class.
Barbara.
Got
Ding,
it.
ding, ding,
She
ding.
was.
Yep,
Go,
see you
Barbara.
in class. Right. But see, yeah, woohoo. That'd be kind of fun though if it was Christmas carols or something and you had a bunch of people around for a party. And of course, this one here, I didn't do all the letters. That's why it was a little bit easier. But again,
Yeah,
you'd have to give them the decoder. Yep, see you in class. Yep, Roxana, good job. Anyway, so I just think that'd be a fun thing to do for older kids, you know, or again, I can just see us doing this at a Christmas party, doing songs. Of course, Tammy and I would lose this one, but maybe you guys get it well. You know how they oftentimes put the name of somebody on your back, like a movie star or something, and you're supposed to try to guess? Well, you don't have to put on their back, just have different, like, I can't even think of anybody's name. All I keep thinking of is Bob Dylan, and he's not a movie star. Who's that one? Oh, John Wayne. Most people love John Wayne. I don't like John Wayne, but most people love him. So this could say John Wayne, you know, so you could figure that out first. Yeah. Aw, Merry Christmas to you, Mary Kay. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's about it, unless you guys have any questions. This is fun to do. It really is, but it is a little bit nerve-wracking. As you saw, my samples where I was trying to figure out, because I was really having some issues with some of these things not working right. Like, look at all these things that I was doing. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this, and they just weren't behaving for me.
Okay, what was the dots about?
Oh, the dots. Okay, yeah. So the dots, this is if you want to,
Carmen says she thinks her mind is fried.
who said that? Carmen? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the way I felt this morning. That's why you guys were late getting in here a little bit, because I was like, Tammy, this stuff's just not working right. It's just, I think it's the software. I don't know. Anyway, the dots. The dots is to calibrate your camera. However, if you guys have more luck than I do, I hope you do, I had an issue with this as well. So what you do is you come over here when you want to calibrate your camera that's supposedly going to help you a little bit more to bring these things in and have a better picture. You come over here to the pick scan panel, and let me get rid of some of this junk. I hate it when there's so much junk out. Oh no, I better leave that one. I better leave that one. Get rid of these. Delete. Okay, get out of there. All right, so you just come over here. You're going to show the calibration test card right there. It's going to show it like this. Okay, then you're going to print this out. Then you're going to take a photo of it with your camera. Okay, and then after you do that, you're going to, oopsie. Let me look at my notes for sure. Okay, and though when you take a picture of this with your camera, make sure you don't have any of the outer stuff, or not this, the picture of your printout. Make sure that the only thing showing in your picture is the white space or the dots. If there's anything else that shows up, crop it out. You don't want anything but dots or some white space. Okay, the dots have to fill up the entire page. And then the next thing you do, once you have that image saved on your computer, you're going to click the plus sign down here under the camera calibration. You're going to find your picture over here. So mine was in my downloads. There's one of them, open. And this is going to pop up. And then that automatically makes it go to your phone, and that's the calibration for your phone right there. So then when you go ahead to use some of these things over here, let's see, here, it should say if you're going to use a photo right here, is you can do none for calibration, or notice now I have two of these things calibrated. my phone. You can try auto. They recommend that you try auto first. If that doesn't work, then you can calibrate your phone that way. And supposedly this will make it better. But every time I used this, it said it wasn't the right size, something was wrong, and I didn't have time to find out why in the world it kept messing up. So I just went with auto, and it worked just fine, as you saw on the things that I used. So that's what the dots are for, just to calibrate your phone. Oh, you thought it was a game? The dot game. It'd probably be more
Yeah.
useful as the dot game.
Yeah, we used to play that.
I loved that game. That was fun. I never won though. Anyway. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas. I'm going to miss everybody. I don't know. I guess you guys will be busy. But we'll probably be back.
We'll be here.
Yeah,
I'll be.
that's true. We'll all be in the groups, right? So I'm kind of getting a little teary-eyed. We'll miss everybody. All right. Well, Merry Christmas.
Guys.
Thank you. You too.
Merry
I stayed awake.
Oh. So you haven't heard anything yet, huh?
Merry Christmas,
No.
Carol.
Oh, no.
No idea.
Does he have a phone? Does he?
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, is
Unless
it?
you can't answer it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know. Keep us updated in
I
the
will.
group, please, and let
I
us know
will.
when you hear from them and what's happening.
I will. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, please keep us updated, Tracy.
Yeah.
I will.
All right.
Night, guys. I'll
Merry
let you
Christmas.
go.
Merry
Same
Christmas,
to you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.